Today I'm going to show you how to pick the right cage for your bird. So, first off, no matter what bird you're getting, no matter what size cage you have to check the bars of the cage. So, over here is my cockatiel cage. To check how strong a cage is, if you are looking at a display cage, try to bend the bars together. If they don't bend, that's a pretty good cage. If it bends, I have there's a few bars up here that bend for my cage. It didn't used to bend, but it bends now because of wear and tear. If it bends like that, or easily, very, very easily, then it is not a good cage. These are the only bars on my cage that are flimsy. The rest of them are pretty good. That's how I picked out this cage. These bars are very good. You also don't want a cage that is round. When birds are scared, they like to hide in corners. I figured that out when I took Jordan out of the cage and she ran. I put her on my bed and she ran right into this corner and hid there. So birds like corners when they are scared. Square cages also provide more room than round cages. Hi. He's wondering what I am doing. Most cages come with 2 or more perches and 2 food dishes. Well, a food and water dish. This one over here came with 4 perches and a food dish and water dish. Depending on what cage you're getting, the doors are going to be different. So this cage has a door that slides up. Now that's the only flaw I find in this cage, because I don't like those kind of doors. I prefer these doors that swing open. Although this one also has its flaws. Like Elvis is I don't know how to say it, but if he jumps onto the door, it will fly open. That's why I don't put perches across there. So that's the only thing I find doesn't happen with this door. You could also get them that open sideways, like an actual door. I don't have a cage like that. When you're looking for a cage, do you want it to hang or stand? Both of my cages are able to hang, but I prefer not to have them hang. This cage is 2.5 pounds. I will rather not have it hang. This cage over here is like 4 pounds, and I would rather not have it hang. The handle for hanging is on the inside of the cage. Crap. And it's only got one handle to hang on. So I prefer to have that inside the cage because it's not needed and I can just hang toys on it. This one, on the other hand, has 2. There's 2 handles. There's one here. And one here. Which I think this one would be better hanging than that one. But I'd rather not have either of my cages hanging. You want to make sure it's got a pull-out tray. I cannot pull this out right now because there's a perch here and this cage is only 14 inches deep. The paper is hanging out. You want to make sure it has a pull-out tray for easy cleaning. If it's a cage on display, check the bars on the bottom of the cage, which I did not do. sometimes the spacing on the grate on the bottom is too wide for your bird's feet. This cage was like up over my head, so I could not see the bottom of the cage, but I could reach up and feel the cage bars. But I could not see into it, therefore I did not see what the bottom grate looked like. It was upside down, and this was on backwards. Never buy a cage at PetSmart. This one is a Petco brand cage, actually. It's a really, really good cage, despite everybody hating Petco, and your feather's falling out. His tail feathers falling out. But yeah, this is a Petco brand cage, Petco Brown Ranch top style cage. It's a really good one. Bought it for my first 2 parakeets. This one is that brand. It also came with a slip on the bottom of the cage saying your satisfaction factory something something something. I don't remember what it said, but I have it right here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. I literally just threw it away. It's sitting on the top of the garbage. It's our goal. Your satisfaction is our goal. So, the other thing I look for in the cage is strong bars. If I'm satisfied with how strong the bars are, I buy it. Same goes for whether it's square and if it's big enough. If it's big, if it's square or rectangle, and if the bars are strong enough, I buy it. And then I let the bird do the rest of my satisfaction. Like, if the bird's satisfied with how the cage is, then I am satisfied with how the cage is. But it has to be big enough for the type of bird you're getting. Which is what I'm going on to next. If I only know the dimensions for a cocktail cage, crap. If you are looking for a cocktail cage, it would have to be at least 20 by 18 by, I forget the height, I think it was 24 or higher. Basically just buy the biggest cage you can afford. If you could get a cocktail cage for a single parakeet, like Chrissy here, then that is perfect. If you could get a cocktail cage for a lovebird, that's perfect. This, unfortunately, is parakeet cage, but it's large enough for a cockatiel. That cage is also large enough for a cockatiel. So basically, you just want the largest cage you can afford when buying a bird cage. Also, I don't really recommend using the plastic cups, which usually come with covers. As can be seen, I just lost the covers for those. I lost them, broke them during the move 2 years ago. Anyway, I don't recommend using these plastic ones, but I don't really have a choice because none of the pet stores around here sell the metal ones I would prefer to use. Plastic ones, are more likely to, are better for bacteria and stuff to breed on it, especially the square ones. I would rather have a metal or stainless steel. I think it would prefer to be stainless steel round cups for them, but the plastic ones are what I have to go with for now. So I have to wash them out daily to make sure that bacteria doesn't breed and stuff in the food dishes and make my birds sick. So you want your cage to be not only big enough for your bird, but big enough to have many perches and toys inside. Especially if they're like parakeets, or budgies, whatever you want to call them. They love perches. They need perches like everywhere. Other birds like lovebirds need lots of chores, especially toys, not chores. Toys that they can shred and chew on, like this one here. Because they love shredding things. And you might need perch covers for your perches if you get a lovebird. But they need a large cage, especially lovebirds, because they are very, they are very, very active birds. So I think that's all I've got to say about selecting bird cages for your bird. If you are a new bird owner, I would recommend getting a small bird, like a parakeet or a cockatiel, or maybe even a finch, because they are wonderful pets. They make wonderful first-time pets. Cockatiels are very affectionate. Budgies have a clear voice, so they can learn to talk. And they can also be very, very affectionate. But I find cockatiels are more affectionate than most birds. Finches don't really need to come out of the cage as much as these things do. But they do need a really large flight cage. Flight cages aren't really that high, but they are very long. Finches would need, I would say, about 2-3 foot long cage with many perches. With a few perches so they can fly. And finches don't need toys. But yeah, finches, parakeets, and cockatiels I would recommend as first bird, which means the cages you have to get don't really need to be that big. What are you doing? So that's all I've got to say about birds. Bird cages. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.